Hello, and welcome to WB Mason Coaches Report with head women's lacrosse coach Shannon Smith. Welcome, Coach.
Thanks for having me.
Coach, let's recap the week that was. 2-1 week, wins over Dartmouth and William & Mary, and then a loss to JMU. Can you just talk about the week as a whole?
Yeah, it was a great week for us. A little bit of a disappointing loss to James Madison, but it was great to get our win over Dartmouth. Gave us some confidence going into the weekend. Started out a little bit slow against William & Mary, but we really put together a strong finish to the first half and was able to put a strong second half together, which allowed us to really get a lead on them and kind of have a quick goal run there. And then against James Madison, it was just a disappointing loss, but luckily enough for us, our season's going to come down to a win against Drexel, and our team knows what we have to do, so we're just moving forward right now.
Let's take it one game at a time. How important was that Dartmouth game to get that victory, to push your team, get rid of the losing streak and kind of head into the weekend at William & Mary and JMU on a positive note?
Yeah, the game against Dartmouth was huge for us. It was a big win. Dartmouth's a very well-coached team, very athletic, very tough, and for us to get that win at Dartmouth was huge for us, and it gave us a lot of confidence going into the weekend. Dartmouth was good for us. It was really good.
Head on the road down south to Virginia, William & Mary on Friday night. As you just mentioned, you got off to a very slow start, down 3-1 early. What did you feel early on that was not going right for your team?
I think our girls were a little nervous, and I think they kind of felt the pressure. They knew that they needed to win against William & Mary. We couldn't lose, and I think they were a little nervous. So once the first 10 to 15 minutes of the game went by, we started to settle in. The girls got a little bit more comfortable, and then things just started really clicking for us defensively, translating over into the offensive end.
Clicking is an understatement. An 8-0 run at that point in the game after you fell down 3-1. Everything going right from the end of the first half to the start of the second half. And then it just built to it ended up being a 10-5 victory. A lot of positives in that game. Can you just talk about some players that you thought played really well?
Yeah, I mean, you nailed it. That 8-0 run was huge. I thought Kelsey played a great game for us when she settled in a little bit, got used to playing on the grass after those first 2 or 3 goals. She really settled in and was rock solid for us there during the game. Offensively, I think offensively they all had great games. We all stuck to the game. Sam Lennox played great for us. Jen Ward had a couple of quick finishes for us. Lindsay McKinney was able to really step in there and kind of control behind the cage for us. So overall, April Inetta did great for us all over the field, draw controls defensively, and the midfielders as a whole did great. So it was a great team effort, and it was really exciting to get that win because we really needed that William & Mary win.
Have to mention Britton Altamare breaks the school record for career assists. Just another notch in her record book as we go on through this amazing career, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. Especially as a junior, to be able to break, that career assist record is pretty amazing for her and a very special moment. And she's a competitor, and it's been very fun to coach her these past 2 years and watch the growth of her game. So we're just very happy for her and very well earned.
JMU game. JMU just got off to an incredible hot start, scored the first 5 goals of the game. Really never looking back. What happened in that game that kind of you guys dig that hole?
Yeah, I mean, William & Mary was blink of an eye, it was 5-0 already, and you were like, wow. We started out really slow. We weren't there. Hofstra was not mentally prepared or focused for those first 5 to 10 minutes. We slowly started to creep in a little bit at the end of the first half. Kind of at halftime, we kind of looked at them. We're like, listen, guys, we got to go out and we got to keep fighting. And that's the one thing about our team is they're very resilient and they're fighters and they're never going to give up. And we fought all the way to the last whistle. And there's a little fight of us in there. Second half, we went on a couple of goal run there. We started getting a little bit closer. I think we were within 4 goals at one point. And then kind of JMU kind of put it back on us just because we couldn't catch up. We couldn't really catch up there at that point from the heavy hit that we took in the beginning of the game.
That second half really turned into actually like a shootout. Like both teams going back and forth. It had to be a pretty exciting second half after you get past obviously the big deficit.
Yeah, I mean the second half was huge for us, and so we got to figure out a way to play a full 60 minutes. So I mean we're looking forward in it. We're moving forward from it, and it a tough one to swallow definitely. But we have to move forward. We can't harp on it because we got a big game against Drexel.
Everything else aside, offensively, can you take some positives from a game like that, where the second half really stuff started flowing?
Yeah, I think Tiana Perella had a great game for us coming off the bench, scoring 3 quick goals for us. I think she really put a spark into our attack. So some things, some positive things, but then a lot of things that, that we weren't used to doing, and mistakes that kids were making, we were making on the field. So we got to correct that a little bit and get ready for our big game.
Quietly, somebody who had an outstanding week and is having really an outstanding season, Lindsay McKinnon. Can you talk about her play last week and just in general this whole season?
Yeah, I mean, Lindsay's a great leader. She's a senior. She's been through a lot, and she's really been bringing that to our offensive end, her leadership. She's been working really hard, and she's kind of really been a spark for us these past couple of games, really stepping in there and playing well. So we're really looking forward for her and seeing what she can have for us this week in practice and leading into our Drexel game.
You mentioned it before. One regular season game remaining. It's not even a regular season game anymore if you want to look at it that way. It's a postseason game. The winner moves forward, the loser, season's over. Can you talk about the mindset of how you get your team focused for a game like this in practice this week, or is it really up to them?
Yeah, I think we're still going to plan the same way we do. It's a process and a journey each week as we go through it to get ready for our game on the weekend. So we're still going to go through the same way. We're going to try to eliminate the media that they're going to read and stuff like that. The girls know what they need to do. They need to win to be able to continue their seasons. And as a coaching staff, we're going to plan and we're going to get them ready like we always do. And at the end of the day, no matter what we have as a scouting report on Drexel and whatever Drexel thinks they have on Hofstra, I think you can toss that all out the window, and it's going to come down to who wants it more when the whistle starts.
Positive or negative that the game's on the road? You look at it as I have my whole team together with me at every meal. We can kind of be as a team and talk about what we need to do as a team to be successful because you guys are on the road together. Is that helpful at all, or is it indifferent to you?
Yeah, I think it's huge that they're everybody's together all the time. When it's a home game, I mean, it's a huge advantage. One, because it's a home game, but two, they got a lot of things. They're going to class, they're doing
Right.
this, and going to the away game. We're going to leave here on Friday. We're just going to be focused, really focused on Drexel and what we need to do. So I think that is a little bit of an advantage. But at the end of the day, we can't really allow outside forces or to affect us and influence us.
And if you're lucky enough to defeat Drexel, you advance to the CAA championship game where you face Towson back at William & Mary. I guess at that point it's a plus that you got to play there on that field because it is a grass field, correct?
Correct.
So it's good for the student athletes to get accustomed to that field and as they hope to advance there again next week.
Yeah, definitely huge, but that's not even on my mind, and it's not on anyone's mind, because right now I'm worried about practice for tomorrow and what our game plan is going to be to get Hofstra better, and just really worried about Saturday, and we're not really looking forward. This is all we're focused on this week.
What kind of challenges does Drexel pose for your squad?
Yeah, they're fast, they're feisty, they're aggressive. They got a couple of different goal scorers on their attacking end, so our defense is going to have a great game as per usual, and the attacking end, we're going to need to finish our shots. I think the sets that we have run great. It's our finishing that has been hurting us, so hopefully our players come ready to finish and get a big W on Saturday.
Anybody on your team you're looking at to step up more than usual on Saturday?
I think each of them need to step up, and anyone that gets a shot, if you get one shot, you got to go 1-on-1. You can't go 0-on-1 because all those 0-on-1s then add up on us. So if you get a shot, we have to go 1-on-1. Everybody's got to go 1-on-1 or 2-and-2 on the score sheet.
Well, good luck this weekend, Coach.
Thank you very much.
And thank you for joining us on the WB Mason Coach Report with head women's lacrosse coach Shannon Smith.